Hi, my name's Jesslaine, and I'm continuing to solve problems that people have sent me. So you saw the problem at the very beginning of the video. Don't get like wigged out by it. It's just solving equations, and it's right here. I know it looks complicated, but if you just take it step by step, it's really not that complicated. So my thing is when I see problems with denominators in it, I like to get rid of denominators because I don't like fractions. I'm sure you don't like fractions. So we multiply through by the least common denominator, just like if you were trying to find a common denominator between 2 and 4. Like, we know the least common denominator between 2 and 4 is 4 because that is a multiple of 4, and that is also a multiple of 2. So instead of creating like fractions, let's just multiply through. And what I mean by that, I mean multiply each term by 4, by the least common denominator. So I'm going to multiply everything by 4. Okay, so starting with this first term, in terms are separated by addition and subtraction. So you have to multiply each term by the 4. So starting with this one, 4, and since this is a denominator of 2, this can be, we can say, well, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we have the 2, and then we still need to multiply it by the x minus 1 squared because we just simplified that by multiplying this term by 4, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, but we still have to multiply it by that. And then we do here, 4 divided by 4 is 1, so those cancel each other out, just leaving you with x minus 3, 2x minus 5. This subtraction sign is very important, okay? And then over here, we have to multiply each term by it. So 4 times 5 is 20. Remember, terms are separated by the subtraction or addition. And then 4 times x is 4x, okay? And then we're just going to take this and we're going to simplify it. You have to use FOIL. If you don't remember FOIL, go and watch a YouTube video on that because I have it. So the first thing we're going to do is FOIL this x minus 1 squared. So that means x minus 1 times x minus 1. So we're going to use FOIL. FOIL, F-O-I-L. Use FOIL. So the first terms, x and x. Don't forget about this 2. We'll leave it there because we have to multiply everything by the 2 too. X times x is x squared minus outer x times 1 is just x, and it's x times negative 1. The inner, negative 1 times x is just x again, minus x. If you want to put minus 1x, that's totally fine. You don't have to write the 1 if you don't want to. And then the last two terms, negative 1 and negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Okay, I'm going to close the parentheses because you still have to multiply it by that 2. But let's keep going. Now we're going to do FOIL on this one. And I'm going to put this in parentheses too because of the subtraction symbol. I'm going to FOIL it first, and then I'll apply the subtraction symbol on the next step. So first terms, x times 2x is 2x squared. The outer terms, x times a negative 5 is a negative 5x. And then the inner terms, negative 3 and 2x. So negative 3 times 2x is a negative 6x. The last terms, negative 3 and negative 5 is a positive 15. It's hard to write. Positive 15, and then we just have the 20 minus 4x. We can't simplify that or anything because they're unlike terms. So we'll just rewrite it. Okay, so now let's simplify this by multiplying the 2. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 1. Actually, let's combine like terms first before we even start doing that multiplication. Let's combine these two right here. So we have 2 and then x squared, and then negative 1 minus negative 1 is negative 2x, and then plus 1. And then over here, let's combine these. Negative 5x and minus 6x would be negative 11x plus 15 equals 20 minus 4x. Okay, so now we're just going to continue simplifying. Now we're going to do the distributive property. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x. 2 times 1 is positive 2. And then on this case, basically it's like multiplying by a negative 1 there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite of everything in this parentheses. So 2x squared becomes negative 2x squared. Negative 11x becomes a positive 11x. And a positive 15 becomes a negative 15. And then equals 20 minus 4x. Now we can start combining everything on this left side. Well, here's a 2x squared minus a 2x squared. So those cancel each other out. Now let's do the x's. Negative 4x and a positive 11x. So negative 4 plus 11 is 7. Yeah, 7x. Sorry, brain fart. 7x. And then we have, so we've done those. And then now plus 2 minus 15. So 2 minus 15 is minus 13, is a negative 13, equals 20 minus 4x. I'm running out of board room, so I'm going to erase this, okay? And rewrite it at the top here. Oh, I wanted it. So 7x minus 13 equals 20 minus 4x. Okay. So now we continue to solve this. I can move this 4x over because I need to move the sides. So plus 4x plus 4x. So that's 11x is minus 13 is equal to 20. Continuing to solve for that x, using inverse operation, I'm going to add 13 to both sides because the inverse operation of subtraction is addition. So those cancel each other out. 11x equals 33. Continue to solve for x. Do inverse operation, that's multiplication. So inverse is dividing. Divide by 11. And x is going to equal 3. And that's how you solve that problem. Thank you for watching.